One morning, Henry and Gordon were just waking up. They were very tired. Suddenly, a red engine that they had never seen before came up to the side of the sheds. Why, hello there. I'm James. I'm new to this island, and I believe I'm supposed to report to the Knapford... shunting yards, yes. Can one of you please direct me to that location?
Ugh, why do you have to get there so early, James? Yes, some of us are still waking up. We do not need to report to Knapford Station at least for another hour. But you can stay with us until we have to go there, since you have nothing to do.
Well, I suppose so.
Let us introduce ourselves. I'm Henry, and that's Gordon back there.
Well, very nice to meet you, Henry and Gordon.
Nice to meet you too, James.
Wow, these sheds are very nice.
Indeed they are. You may sleep with us in them tonight if you'd like.
I would like that, Gordon. Thank you very much. Sir Topham Hatt gathered all of his engines at the Knapford shunting yard so he can introduce them to James. Everyone, this is James. He is a new mixed traffic engine that I've invited to work on our railway. James smiled as Sir Topham Hatt introduced him to everyone. Now I would like you all to be kind to him. I would like him to learn the ropes of the railway as soon as possible, and if he needs any help, please help him out. Now James, for your first job, you will be helping out Thomas and Edward here in the Knapford shunting yard. Thomas was excited that he was going to be able to work with the new engine, but he was also a little nervous. After a while, it was more than crystal clear to Edward and Thomas that James had a lot to learn. Here I come! Ow! Why do we always receive mistreatment and neglect from the engines? Hey, it's not my fault that you're delicate. James also had a hard time waiting his turn. James! But most of all, James loved boasting about his splendid red coat of paint. Thomas and Edward were tired of everything that James was doing, but they weren't the only engines that James was annoying. He was also annoying Gordon and Henry. One day, while Thomas was at the Knapford shunting yard, he had run out of water, and he was stuck on a set of points in the shunting yard, and James was headed straight for him. Thomas, you were in my way! Why didn't you move? Now because of you, I will be late! It was that moment where Thomas wanted nothing else more to do with James. Thomas, is there something wrong? Yes, Edward. It's just James. He's so impatient, boastful, and so rude. I just don't understand how anyone can tolerate him. Just ignore him, Thomas. That'll make everything easier for you. Well, I guess I could try that. And if James eventually gets worse and is remotely trying to be rude to you, then you should tell Sir Topham Hatt. Okay, Edward, I think I can do that. Thank you for the advice. The next day, Thomas was at the Knapford shunting yard filling up on coal, and suddenly... Help! Help! There's a runaway train! Thomas then saw the line of trucks zipping through the shunting yard. Don't worry, James, I'm on my way! Help! Help! The trucks got closer and closer to James until finally they caught up to him. James couldn't stop the train because its brake blocks were made of wood and they immediately caught on fire. The trucks also thought it would be fun to get back at James for bumping them. James was now a part of the runaway. Help! And there was worse to come. There was a tight bend not far down the line, and James was heading straight for it. Oh no, I'm gonna crash! cinders and ashes! I never knew that trucks could run an engine right off the rails! Thomas slowly surveyed the damage that had been done, and luckily, no one was hurt. Then Thomas went up to James. Don't worry, James, I'm going to go and get help. You trucks should be ashamed of yourselves for pushing James off the rails like that. And then Thomas hurried away to go get the breakdown train. When Thomas returned, both he and the breakdown train, whose name was Jerome, set straight to work. It was a long process, but they eventually got everything done. And then Thomas coupled up behind James and took him to the works so he could be repaired. After James was taken to the works, Sir Topham Hatt spoke to Thomas. Thomas, you've been a really useful engine since you've arrived. You helped James, who was in need after he had been so rude to you and all of the other engines. I am very proud of you for that. I shall arrange something special for you very soon. Oh, why thank you, sir. After James had been repaired, Sir Topham Hatt had had a long talk with James and taught him the qualities of a really useful engine. Ever since the accident, Thomas and James have remained good friends. James can be boastful at times, but he always comes around and proves that he really is a good friend.